Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2019 horror movie Demon Eye, a film that is written and directed by Ryan Simmons, and it stars Darren Day. Who remembers Darren Day? Now those of you in the UK will know who Darren Day is. He's like a light entertainer who I believe was in the first series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. We have Liam Fox, we have Kate James, Ellie Goff, Jimmy Allen and Robert Hamilton, and Alana Marie. This is a British horror film that focuses on a young lady who comes back to the UK from America as her father, who lives out in this country house, has unfortunately taken his own life. So she comes back to figure out what's gone on, bury her father, and see what's going on. And when she comes back, she ends up getting a job at the local newspaper where her dad used to work. She's an avid photographer, so she ends up teaming up with a local reporter, and they end up investigating a local myth of a burning girl. I mean, every especially in the UK, especially up north, there's lots of these legends going around of white women and white ladies, and here on these moors it's like a burning girl, and there's a story going around that this demon eye was made, she was burnt for witchcraft, blah 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 blah. So they start investigating this to make up fake news for the local paper to sell papers. However, she's staying in the same house as her father, the same house that he committed suicide in, and she discovers this amulet that may or may not be the demon eye, and she starts getting haunted by these supernatural entities, I suppose you could call it. Right, what did I think of Demon Eye? This is not a great film. However, it was a competently made film. I'll say that much. The look of it was quite impressive, especially where it was filmed. The location of the house looked great, and the moors surrounding it. You did get some nice sweeping cinematic shots of the area and things like that. So the way it was shot was actually pretty good, and the way it was filmed and edited and the way it sounded was all competently done, and the performances were all at a level that you could accept for a film like this, a fairly low budget horror film. The film itself just though wasn't that interesting or scary. It had a lot of not a lot, but it had its fair share of unnecessary jump scares. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. It was one of those where she kept seeing things but didn't accept what she was seeing and didn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but if I saw some of the things this girl saw in this film, you know what I mean, I'd be running around down the street screaming, telling anybody that would want to listen what I've just seen. And she knows this story of this amulet and this demon eye, and yet she chooses to wear this amulet that may or may not be the demon eye. I suspect she thinks it's the demon eye. And then these weird creepy stuff start happening, but she still keeps wearing it. It's just, there's lots of bizarre things that go on in this film that just irked me. The relationship between her and this fellow reporter was odd. He was engaged to, very granted, a pretty awful woman who constantly kept saying horrible things about this character from America, but there was a relationship developing between them that had no chemistry. It just didn't work, and just didn't feel right. There was nobody really to root for in the film, in a sense of most of the characters were quite unlikable. The lead character, this girl from America, you didn't really hate her or anything, but she didn't have anything about her either. She didn't seem to like anybody. She had a chip on her shoulder. She had a problem with her dad, even though at the beginning of the film when he calls her, it's, you know, you didn't really get that impression. It just felt like quite an unbalanced film in that sense, and it was just there to generate these scares almost. It was one of those, right, I've got a good idea here for a film, let's build a story around it. And it for me it didn't particularly work, but it was reasonably watchable, so I'll give it a 5 out of 10. The effects as well didn't do it for me. Some of the effects I think were pretty poorly done. So that's my review for Demon Eye. I hope you enjoyed the review, I hope you found it useful, and of course I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.